have it. So Nixon said, "We're not going to pay you in gold."
Yeah, and that's amazing power. But we have the largest reserve of gold as of now. I don't know about what it was back then, but let's go back up to more realistic today terms. We have the largest reserves of gold. So again, as far as gold's concerned, anyways, who gives a damn? This is 2024. We're going to be going to Mars. I don't even know why we're talking about gold, shiny rocks. Like, humans just have to move forward. We're in a more developed world now. But what I would say from now on is definitely those individual acts still encompass a whole entire infrastructure of people, of economics, of financing that matters more also. So that one person who signed this and had a meeting, it was based on all these other preceding businesses, institutions, agencies, and as you could see, military power and might too. So all of these things come into play. So hence, going back all the way to why can't Americans find a starter home? It's because, once again, Americans are targeting wrong. As the lady even said in the documentary, people are like, single family home straight out the gate. No, entry level home first. Do your time, build up equity, save, sell, profit, move into the next one with a 1031 exchange, which is a single family home. You just started your career. You don't get a single family home out the gate. I don't care what you thought your grandparents got. Your grandparents, just like my grandma, lived in a house where she had to walk 45 minutes in the woods just to get to the bus, just to ride the bus for another 30 minutes to get into a town. It was vastly different when they bought it. Yeah. So again, I'm gonna bring Ronan in too. Y'all have a conversation. I'm just gonna go to the restroom. Go ahead, y'all. Got it.
Yeah, basically just get a condo. Like for me, I'm going to start off with a condo.
No. Don't get a condo. Don't get a condo. I mean, you see what's going on in Florida, brother?
Well, where are you getting the condo at? What country?
No, I'm doing it here in
in America.
No, yeah. Don't do
Florida? Or what state?
Arizona.
Oh, okay. And the area you're getting the condo at, is it a good Airbnb area?
Yeah.
Okay.
I still
there's another rate of return based on when you travel. If you want to turn it into an Airbnb and stay overseas for a while, you have that ability. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking.
The only thing is with condos is the fees, man. They, like in the beginning, the fees they start low, but my opinion, they're traps. And the reason I brought up Florida, I mean, you see what's going on in Florida. They're raising the condo fees because for years the people that own the condos, they weren't maintaining them. So now they got these huge repair bills due, and they're literally just slapping, say, 60,000. I've actually seen this on the local news reports where the condo owners got slapped with a $60,000 bill out of the blue. And they got to pay the money within 2 to 3 months, or they're going to lose their condo. To me, condos are a racket. To me, it's like a subscription service. You remember how Microsoft Office back in the day used to go to the store, you used to buy a disk, and you got Microsoft Office, and you didn't have to pay a subscription fee. But today you got to pay a subscription fee, and that's how you condo fees. It's like a subscription fee for housing, basically.
Yeah, that's the thing that sucks about it with the HOA fees and stuff, because they're never the same. But if you're talking about starting off, I mean, I can't afford a house, and we obstacles just got through this whole thing about getting a starter home and stuff like that. Starter homes out here, how expensive that. Well, not expensive.
Well,
you're gonna get.
Well, one thing I said is house hack. So if you don't know what that is, just go look it up. Go to Bigger Pockets as a resource. But here's it is. Look, every deal is different. So I can't say with a blanket, never get a condo. That's just being ignorant. Like Florida doesn't apply to Arizona. And so at every deal, you have to look at it specifically. Like, not every property in Florida is bad. Like, the VA has an approved list of condos that are approved because they look through the financials and actually seen that they're making the reserves and spending the money wisely. And so there's not a problem with this HOA fee or condo fee increasing. So again, every deal is specific. Every individual person has their own perspective of why they're doing it. Long as the strategy fits what your lifestyle is and where you want to grow and go as your goals, then completely fine. Understand that a condo can change regulations. They can say Airbnb, then it can change. That's okay too. Just know that and be informed as a buyer. But as far as blanket, don't do condos because it's a racket, that's again an extreme. Guys, don't move to extreme. Move in a realistic way. Right. Each deal is specifically different. Let's not build conspiracy theories where it's an Illuminati trap. Like, I don't like that on the channel. I don't do doom and gloom. Every deal is specifically different. There's a lot of condos that are functioning. Majority of them are quite fine.
Well, I do apologize if sound like
okay.
like one of those
No, just understand. Some are bad. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're right. Yeah. But those are specific deals that are bad. That's not condos as a nature of condos. That is an incorrectly managed condo. And a lot of condos in Florida, if you really dive into the details, is a lot of money that came from South America that people were trying to escape capital from places like Brazil, Colombia, Mexico, and developers developed a lot of property and were taking more out of development, and they were hiding money that they were hiding from their governments. Crazy legislation passed at one point in Brazil where Dilma Rosa came in as president. She wrote legislation where she was going to tax investments overseas, and properties that were valued in Miami, Florida at $2 million went all the way down to $500,000 because the flight of capital, now that those rich elites had to report their funds and get taxed on them, they withdrew all the money out the condos that they built. So Florida is a very special market versus some, place like Arizona. But again, dive into the details of that condo, take your time, do your due diligence. Every condo's not a trap. Small are, but the rest are not. Does that make sense?
Brazil was taxing them at like 15%.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I mean, the only thing is that when it comes to these, like I said, with these condos, and I use the example of Microsoft and Office, with the subscription service. To me, that's what it is. It's a subscription service. So it's like you got to ask yourself, do you really own this condo? If you got to pay a monthly fee, like the house I just sold, if I didn't sell it and I held on to it, I keep making my payments until I make my final payment. At the end of the day, I own my house. The bank sends me a letter saying, hey, you paid off your mortgage. Congratulations. Make sure you go get insurance because we're dropping your insurance. You got to go get insurance.
By the way, I'm just going to throw one monkey wrench on your perception that you own something. When the government can dictate eminent domain on any property and take it from you for pennies on a dollar, it's a perception that you own anything in America. You don't really own it. You have a deed to the land, but you don't really own it because they can take it back anytime they want. I'm just saying as a cause.
Yeah, but they do by law, if they exercise eminent domain by law, they have to pay you fair market value. Now there is debate on what fair market value truly is.
Exactly.
But my only point is that I still got to pay taxes. There's only two things certain in life: death and taxes. But at the end of the day, the point is my mortgage, let's pretend I'm just picking a number here, $2,000 a month. If I pay off my mortgage, I don't have to pay that $2,000 a month anymore. Now I just whatever my property taxes are. Yeah, whatever my property taxes are is all I got to pay. So now I could just, whatever I was putting into my mortgage, now I could just say put my money into, say, a 1-year CD. Whatever my taxes, I estimate my taxes are going to be, let's say $5,000. I put that in a CD, draw a little bit of interest. Not going to be very much, but I'll draw a little bit of interest. And when my taxes due, I just pay them, But with condo fees, let's say you start out paying $100 a month. Over the course of time, I mean, those fees, and I brought up Florida because this has happened in Florida where people are paying now $1,000 a month to, in condo fees. I mean, that's like still paying rent or a mortgage. And how do you and then you have to worry about trying to sell it to somebody else.
Yeah. No, we get you. But every deal is different again. So there's no need to be distraught. There's needs to be aware of it. But condos, not a Ponzi scheme. You're talking about some condos. A lot of people are having equity. Look, we need, this is the path towards success, guys. Whether you choose a condo, a single family house, multi-family house, the choice is up to yours, no matter what I or DE or RT scream from the mountaintop. Now, we're saying just do your due diligence. These are some precautions. If you purchase the wrong condo, you could purchase the wrong house in a home association. There could be no home association, and then they could establish. So these are things that just could happen, but you just need to be aware of. But condos in themselves are not a Ponzi scheme or something. They're just some deals that just don't end up working out. Some are completely fine. You get me? So it just depends. There's pros and cons to each asset. Right? Owning a condo, maybe you don't have to worry about the roof in the same manner, but you do have to worry about having, let's say, common spaces, the management of the property overall. So there's give and take that goes from both of them. Exactly. But you can live in a community, and then the next person, amenities. But you could live in a community with a single family home, and the next person's house will look like a goddamn junkyard. You can't do nothing about that neither. They can have the Mexicans, trucks all out on the goddamn stilts on block of chains. There's no home association. You can't tell them what to do. Their house can look like that. So again, everything is different. Everything goes wishy and washy. You're just going to have to focus on the details of each investment or each, property. But again, opportunities are there in America. It's more positive than cons. And if you house hack, that's really going to help you out a lot. So just also Passport Blueprint, look into house hacking as a potential path that you might be able to take. And a correction on it, the only thing that's guaranteed in this life is death, not taxes. Remember, this is obstacles of opportunity. Taxes are not guaranteed. Be smart. Go look up the book Tom Willwright and start planning, have tax plans, and then you'll be okay. So the only thing that's guaranteed is, again, death.
I mean, I'm curious to hear, from Ronan, who has sold financial products. I mean, how easy is it, Ronan, to call an asset that fees you to death? I mean, is it truly an asset?
Well, what kind of asset are we talking about?
The condos.
Okay, that's a property that you can put within a trust, and you don't have to worry about even dealing with probate court. And well, I mean, that situation. So even when you die, it can get passed on to the trust. Whoever is the benefactor of that trust manages the property through the executor or themselves.
But the trust still has to pay those fees, regardless. Whoever owns it has to pay the fees.
You can fund the trust with a life insurance policy that pays all taxable fees, and it's continued to grow interest because it's money sitting there waiting for you to liquidate at the time for taxation. You can self-fund, and we're going to be talking about this in the near future with my friend that does trust, and I'm going to get back into doing trust as well. But there is a way inside the trust that you can have a life insurance policy as well. That life insurance policy is deemed not just as a death benefit to your benefactors, it also can fund the trust so that it can pay out taxes for your assets that you have out there that you still want to be around that the trust owns.
Yeah.
So that's how you limit your liability even on taxation. The life insurance policy will cover those things.
Okay. But I just recall,
you might be muted, obstacles. I think I saw your mouth move, but I didn't hear anything.
No. I wasn't. Yeah. I wasn't going to say nothing. Go ahead, D.
I was just going to say, I remember being a kid watching those infomercials, and they were telling people about timeshares. Everyone thought a timeshare was this wonderful, wonderful investment. And come to find out, man, I mean, you can't even. People are trying to sell it. They're trying to offer money for somebody.
I can't give mine away. I got one. So I've made my mistakes in timeshares too. So believe me, I understand.
Yeah. And then that's part of the game, right? Let's see what C's talking about. C says avoid Florida unless you get a great deal. Homeowner insurance is going to creep up on you. Yeah, especially Cali, but also a couple of places. So also beware of that too, guys. I think, listen, overall, when we're talking about the real estate and, sometimes we can get on these panels and we're talking at like high level, like, man, this is the best investment. It's better to do this. This is actually a real investment. I get that, guys, and again, I get it all. But let me show you how real it is in the field. Most Americans have nothing, my guy. They're not evolved. They have no financial literacy. So for me, whether they follow Dave goddamn Ramsey or follow bigger pockets that like to use other people's money, and Dave don't like to use debt at all, they need all options. It's a Hail Mary of all information at this point. So whether they go get a goddamn condo and they're like looking up an Airbnb and, being mindful of the things you're mentioning, good, I don't care. Where they go get a house hack and a duplex, cool, better. But it doesn't matter at the end of the day. There's so many people that just need to understand how realistically can they get into a home? How should they actually look at it? And this is what I'm trying to provide. Hey guys, you want a condo? I'm all house hacking. But if somebody says I'm gonna get a condo, I ain't gonna be like, man, you an idiot. You don't really own the home. I'm gonna be like, hey, look, it's better than what you're doing now, which is F all nothing.
Yeah,
exactly. You'll get it maybe your second time then. You get me? So everybody has their own speed. I tell people go get a quadplex so you can have 4 apartments. But some people are just like, I just want to do a duplex first. Like, obviously, why won't you just get the 4? But they're just like, hey, I just want to take it slow. My preference. I'm kind of nervous. I'm going to do a duplex.
Right. You're going to baby step it up.
Yeah. Go ahead. Baby step it. I don't care. Do your condo first. Baby step it. I'm talking from my perspective, which is I'm used to investment. I'm used to the risk. I know the numbers. I'm like, let's do it. But everybody's not like that. So with that being said, guys, go out there and get a home. You could get into it. There's grants, there's loan. I showed you through Zillow. So again, even if I tell all my subscribers to do that, guess what's going to happen? Like I said, the click-through rate ain't 100%. So realistically, only about 10% are going to listen to it and do it. So again, I could tell everybody to go do it. So again, you'd be like, well, it ain't that many homes. Everybody ain't just going to stand up in America and decide to go get homes. That's not how communication and people work at all. Dave Ramsey probably talked to a bunch of people and about 20% click through and sign up to his program and do the baby steps with that. So again, it's just like, let's move from a more realistic perspective. But once you hear DE talking, he's just getting into the nooks and crannies, right? As a more seasoned investor that has dealt with more experiences. But if you're saying, hey, look, I'm just a rookie, I'm going to take my time with a condo. Hey, it's better than packing sand and crying and complaining and living in your mama's basement with no game plan. Damn. Which is where a good amount of people are at, right?
Facts.
So I get it. What else we got? How's everybody else feeling? Everybody else good?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
When's your day, man? You almost out of here.
Ooh.
RT.
Yeah, I am.
You.
Yeah, I am.
Feb?
I'm getting ready.
February, right?
End of February is supposed to be, but they're not going to let me out of my lease until April. So I got to push it back one more month. They trying to penalize me $3,000. I ain't doing that shit.
I ain't doing it. I ain't paying the 5.
I ain't
like
paying
Martin. I ain't paying
to
the 5.
leave 1 month early. Are you crazy?
Yeah, right. No. Yeah, that's wild.
That's stupid.
And then, so then you're leasing. So you'll break down everything you got up in there and put it wherever you got it planned,
yeah,
right?
I'm gonna sell the bigger stuff and minimize it to where I can fit it in a small storage unit. I'll pay the storage unit fee for when I come back. America. And then if I decide to stay, once I get my SRRV, they'll give me up to $7,000 to send over anything I want to the Philippines. So they'll offset my cost.
In the SSRV?
The SRRV for
SRRV,
Philippines?
they're going to put you up to 10.
They give you
Dang.
$7K to ship your stuff over to Philippines.
Man, I need to do the
So-
Philippines. Thailand taking my money, not giving me
That's
money.
why I was trying to tell you. You can at least get a Philippine passport and still live in Thailand. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
And
wait.
just jump back.
You can
and
get a
forth.
passport afterwards?
Yes, you can get a residential passport. Yeah, that's the whole
Any
thing.
type of joints would be dope.
It means you're a resident.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so you get a residence, not a passport, but a residence.
Yeah, I think you get a residence, but I'm going to clear that up once I get there further.
It don't matter. Even a residence is good. Like, you get me? That's somewhere you can go.
Yeah, and it's minimum for
despite-
veterans, especially as veterans. It's only like $1,500 in a Filipino bank. It's not like you got
for veterans specifically.
Yeah, if you're over 50, I got to specify that. If you're over 50.
Dang, yeah.
If you're under 50, then yeah,
more.
20K or so it needs to be put in the bank.
But that's no problem. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Last time I gave the Thai government 20K. You get me? Not 20. It was
that's
cheaper.
What I'm saying. That's why I brought
they
it
ran
up.
off with the plug.
If you're in Thailand, that's probably the minimum you have to put up is 20.
Nah.
Some
I got to
could be higher
redirect.
than that, yeah.
I got to redirect because I think, in my perspective, Philippines and Thailand to me is not too much different. There's differences, but it's not like I'm in Bangkok anyways to materialize a lot of
But
those
even
differences.
if you wanted to feel like you're in Bangkok, just stay in BGC, Makati, Cebu, somewhere where the city's well developed and you don't have to.
Yeah,
really
but
worry about
it
the
ain't
hard life
Bangkok
of the
level.
province.
But
No,
at the
it's
same
never
time,
going to be Bangkok level. No.
I don't want to be there anyways. I'm not rarely in Bangkok anyways, so it don't matter. Like, I'll be there for 2 seconds and I'll be ready to leave, especially after I eat like
I
some
don't like
food.
being around a lot of people anyway.
Nah, bro, not anymore. Not anymore. So that's what's up. Passport Blue, you got anything? You got the whole blueprint. What's good?
Yeah, I'm on that Bible, just getting residency in different countries. I'm working, like I said, next month I'm on my way to Mexico, get that
Yeah,
residency.
that's right. You're ready for that one.
Oh, I'm ready.
Yeah, how that's working out? Yo, Mexico. Wait, what part are you gonna go?
Well, I got to get the card up in Mexico City because that's the fastest.
Yeah. That's where all the logistics. Yeah.
Yeah, as far as if I'm going to get
Some other parts.
anything down there, I got to check out. Only two places I'm checking out is Puerto Vallarta or Guadalajara.
Yeah. Let me see if I can look this up, man. Yo, Mexico be having them crazy homes. I be seeing them on Instagram where they be like a townhouse, and then once you go into it, it be having like 8 levels. It be a loft with a pool in the middle. I'm like, damn. Out the front, it look like a regular townhouse. But you go into the house, and I'm like
a whole freaking another level of
bro,
shit on the
it's
back.
better than single family homes. It's better than I'm like, dang, that's my style.
I would even tell you blueprint. If you're looking at a property out overseas, look at. I know you said Guadalajara. I don't know how many tourists go into Guadalajara, and I don't know if you're permanently going to stay. I was looking at condos in Tulum and Cancun because that place stays busy 365 days a year. So even when you're gone, again, it's the Airbnb out because that place stays busy. It's like Vegas. The whole pandemic, that place was packed the hell out, and the properties were real reasonable. I'm talking about 175 to 300K for a beachfront condo overlooking the goddamn ocean.
Nice.
So they're within reason.
Yeah, I saw some of the prices down for Puerto Vallarta. They were about somewhere in that range. 422. I'm been flip-flopping between the two. They say Guadalajara is like the new spot over there. Very tech oriented over there, which is great for me and my career field, just to get in that tech vibe.
Right.
But I think with Guadalajara, the prices are a little bit more. It's about maybe about $100,000 more than Puerto Vallarta. So and plus Puerto Vallarta got the beach and everything. So I may just swing this Puerto Vallarta.
And Lux Travel just said they just built an airport in Tulum where Cancun just modified their airport. Now Tulum has its own airport as well, which is crazy.
Nice.
It's not too far off of each airport that they have two that close to each other.
I'll check out Tulum on one of my trips. I'll throw that in the mix. But I'm kind of looking at just that right now it's going to be Puerto Vallarta or Guadalajara because I know the state of Jalisco, it's a pretty safe state, not dealing with cartels or anything like that. So that's one of the reasons why I'm looking at that, because of the state of Jalisco. So I'm looking at that, but I kind of want to have two places, one here in the States and one overseas, so I can just bounce between the two.
Okay. Yeah, and that's what I was looking at too. Having a property in the Philippines and one back here in Houston, but I was going to do the Philippine property first.
Yeah, because you never know what's going to happen when you're overseas. You may just say, okay, this ain't happening, let me go back home. And you want to have the home place set up. So that's what I was looking at.
No, I get it.
So you're the property that I know you said you want to place here too in the States. You're thinking still in Arizona, or?
Oh, no, definitely Arizona's going to be home.
Yeah, and for me it would be Texas. I'm taking advantage of everything Texas has for veterans, especially if you're 100% P&T. You don't even pay property tax here.
Arizona's like that too. If you're 100%.
Yeah,
and I'm working on my 100 now.
Yeah, and let's be specific too. That's 100% of the entire estimated value. So I want to be specific, because a lot of states be like, you get 100% up to 200,000 assessed value. Then if your house is 400, then you got to pay the difference. So they be slick with the words, but Texas is like, you're exempt all of it. No funny business on the back end, because I know states, they be like,
they definitely love their veterans because everything's bigger in Texas.
Yeah, right. Shout outs to Chris Global says, ready to leave after you eat, right? And then Lux Travel says they just built an airport, and then also, what part of this is Meridia has been rated the best city in Mexico. Shout outs to that place, man. That might have been what the dang Instagram was called. I don't remember. I was trying to find that bad boy, because them houses, bro, I was like, God dang, I'm finna go to Mexico, and I don't even want to go. But the food in Mexico be jumping. I ain't gonna lie.
Very good, especially their seafood, as fresh as all get out, bro.
Man, come on, bro. I love Asia, but they ain't got nothing on Latin Americans' food, because their joints be jumping. Of course, it's different kind of food. I get it. But I'm more, up to the speed of, you know what I'm saying? Like them beans and rice, and the meats be jumping like the banjos. I'm on my fruit and vegetable diet now only. So I can't mess with that stuff. But oh man, that stuff is good, man. So man, love traveling overseas. And guys, as you can see, we got a panel of people who are actually living overseas, setting situations up so that they can live. Now, don't call us passport bros, call us passport elites. But at the end of the day,
passport elite, I like that.
Yeah. Well, however you could experience overseas is good. All right. I'm not trying to clown y'all.
We just happen to be all military veterans sitting on this panel right now. So there's a slight advantage for a lot of us in these countries being veterans.
Yeah. That's what happens when you serve something larger than yourself. Okay.
Larger than yourself. Exactly. Correct.
That's what happens when you actually do something for your nation called America. But if you pack sand and then you want, them to take care of you, that's going to be a little bit different. But if you do service, then they'll take care of you. I didn't even know that out the gate. I didn't know that the government had all these benefits. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just thought, I'm just going to get my education, and that was going to be even deal, even Steven.
Right. And that's one of the reasons why I joined the military, was to further my education, because my high school sweetheart got pregnant. And look at all the other things I'm getting in the state.
You wasn't wearing a rubber? No, I'm just kidding.
Man, I was young, dumb, and full of what. So
yeah,
that was my first chick too. Yeah, I was really Check your email real quick.
All right, yeah, I got you. Yeah, guys, man, as you see, we had a couple of people show you how things could be affordable, how you can get things done in America. I just find it funny that every time we log on to the news, we say they lied to us. We always say that. The news be lying, fake news. And then all of a sudden, when the news say you broke and you can't afford a home, you be like, they telling the truth now. Which one is it? Right? They tell the truth when it comes to homes and you being broke. Oh, I like the thumbnail. But when it comes down to you actually going to get the house and where you at financially, you want to listen to them now. They not the fake news now. So again, guys, I'm not a conspiracy guy, but if it bleeds, it leads. I am a journalist. If it bleeds, it leads. You get me? So for me to tell you, it's opportunity. You guys can do it. People clicking off. But if I say, beware, housing crash lurking around the corner, then everybody's going to click because humans are looking for danger. They're going to scan for it. They're going to make sure they prepare for it. So again, it's just a brain bug. It's pretty natural. But again, just know the difference to say, you know what? I think I can get this done because people out here providing us the roadmaps to get it done. Lux Travel says, these places are quite beautiful and economical. And then most people don't explore Morocco, but there are great spots there. Chris Global follows by, what sector of service has most benefits? We're going to answer that. Just let me finish this. Lux Travel. Portugal was great for a while, but they have changed the NHR tax regimes, so it's not so beneficial. Yeah, they was hating, so they tried to change that. Lux Travel, the hot spots for European expats at Spain and Greece. Greek properties are very economical, 30 to 65K for fixer-upper apartments in Athens. Now, let's go back to Chris. Oh, no, go ahead. You got it.
No, I just said, wow. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. And some places will give you money. So Sicily and other places over in Europe, they're hurting bad. They down bad. They need populations. All right. So Chris Global says, what sector of service has the most benefits? Which branch of service? Is that what they're probably trying to say?
It's universal. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. I mean, you could be in the Coast Guard and you're still going to get VA benefits. You're still going to get the GI Bill, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah. And then again, choice is up to you guys what you want to join. I mean, if you don't want to join the best fighting force, don't join the Marines. But if you want to join something else,
that's a fact. That's a fact. I mean, it's no harm, no foul, but that is a fact. It's the toughest branch. If you want corporate America, go to the United States Air Force. If you want to play camp, go to the Army. And if you want to sail, go to the Navy. I'm sorry, did I say something wrong? Play camp?
I would definitely say if you want a corporate America equivalent, Air Force is definitely where you want to go.
Yeah.
Just if I could do it all again, I wouldn't be a traitor and go to the Air Force. But
I actually
if I was in a new body
Air Force first and then switched to the Marines.
Oh man, what?
I either wanted to be a pilot or I wanted to be an avionics mechanic.
Okay. And that makes sense when you say that.
But I liked F4 Phantom, so I actually switched it up and said, let me go in the Marine Corps. And then they did blood work on me, and I have thin blood because I have a sickle cell trait. So I would pass out as a pilot. So they said, no, you can't do that. So I took it as
we can't set you up like that, right? So shout out to them for not setting you up. Here we go. Another country might have just put you in there. Nah.
Pretty much.
In Italy, right? In Italy, they give you a house for $1. Scheme is great until you realize that the village these homes are in are 2 hours from the big city and require $100K for renovations because they are in bad shape.
And you got to ship all your products from that 100-mile area. You got to ship it all back out.
Yeah. There's another guy. He's called EMTP, but he's doing a lot of, reconstructions out there and stuff. So it's pretty good. Shout out to the big home, Ed. Ed is in the building. He said, ooh, rah. Shout out to that big homie. Yeah, he's a Marine too. I met him in Paraguay.
What? Paraguay, of all places.
Yeah, wow. Right. It was a great post for me, but he was out there as a Marine security guard. But the brother was sharp, man. He was young at his age when I met him, but he was already saving. He at least saved. He had the basics down. He was doing some, doing better than some people that were at my level, meaning I was an older person. So, and he's still doing good with himself by saving and investing. So that's good, man. I had him in my early days when I was doing group and I was bringing people together to do investments. He was a part of the original 4, where we were saving money every month towards our investments to buy a property or open up a stock portfolio.
That's cool.
And then every month, everybody sent in a certain amount of money to the bank account. It was like $300 per month. And so at the end of it, everybody got their money back, and then they invested it the way they wanted to, whether it be stocks or real estate or whatever. But it was the early days. I was trying to fix the people around me. You know how once you get the money bug and you get financially literate,
Let me
you be trying to help people. Yeah. That was my early days of that. I can help the world. And then I realized, man, I'm just go where like-minded people are. Yeah.
Right. It's too hard arguing against some knuckleheads. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, but he was a part of the group that was not a knucklehead, and he was like, "Yo, I'm with it. Let's get it." So that was a good choice. Go ahead.
So passport with a blueprint. Since you're staying in Arizona, I mean, like, are you wanting to stay like in the Phoenix metro area, or just wherever in the state?
I'm gonna stay in Phoenix metro, preferably either Tempe or Scottsdale.
Are you familiar with Interstate 11? Future Interstate 11?
I've heard about it.
So they're going to do an interstate from Nogales. It's supposed to go all the way up to Canada eventually. But I got the plans that I got so far are Nogales. They want to send it from Nogales to all the way to Carson City, Nevada. And you should consider, how do you feel about Buckeye Tonopah?
I used to live on the west side of the county. It's a little bit too slow paced for me. I like this side of the town, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I used to live right off of the 202 border with Tempe, Phoenix, Tempe border. I used to live on 52nd Street. And, so I know what you mean, man. I was close to everything, back then. And
close
so
to the airport, close to, the Sun's Temple. I'm just close to a lot of stuff. Going out to Buckeye, not that it just gets, it's get more family oriented. I'm single right now, so I can still mix and mingle and party a little bit by being on the east side of town.
Yeah, that's true. But now you got Westgate. Where the Cardinals play at, you got Westgate, and I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I do Lyft driving, and I'm telling you, man, Westgate is blowing up. So you got that on the west side. But the only reason I mentioned Buckeye and Tonopah, Interstate 11 is going right through there. So Interstate 11 is going to bypass Phoenix, just a hair to the left, and it's going to go right through Buckeye. All right. More specifically, you know where 355th Avenue is?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to take up so they're going to turn 355th Avenue, the current plans that I have right now, they're going to take 355th Avenue, and they're going to turn that into Interstate 11. If you look on a map, you follow 355th Avenue north, it turns into Old Vulture Mine Road. Used to be an old mining town. It's now a ghost town called Vulture Vulture City or something. Vulture City Town or something like that. And it's an old mining road. It's going to go just north of. It's going to tie into where US right now it's known as US 60. That turns into 93. It's going to tie into Wickenburg. All right. And then from there, they're going to turn 93 into Interstate 11. But what I was saying is that if you want to stay in the Phoenix metro area, I do think you're going to get more bang for the buck buying either in Tonopah or Buckeye. Because right now they're doing a shit ton of building out there.
Here's what's going on. If you haven't caught on to how he's getting this information, and I've told Darnell to do this, is You should go to the city development and planning zoning office and see what the 5 and 10-year projections are for land properties around different cities and county areas, because that is how you'll know where your property is going to actually gain in value based on the developmental plans 5 and 10 years in the future. The city already knows what they're trying to get approved through budgeting and what developers want to do in those areas, because they have to get the zoning and then they have to get the proper filings in order to build. So if you go to the city developers and planning office before you buy land, then you know that your property is going to gain in value closer to access of malls and different developments. So it behooves you to preempt when you're buying property to look at what the city has planned for development in your area.
So in other words, if I wanted to buy land cheap right now, that would be the best time to do it.
Boom.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
You're right.
Got it.
Yes, sir.
I
mean,
matter of fact, he brought up an instance yesterday where a guy already put a liquor store in before there was zoning for it.
yeah,
So they couldn't turn him down. He built a liquor store knowing the future projections of that area is going to have a major project there. Plus, obviously, they're going to need housing in the area to support that project. So he builds a liquor store way ahead of time.
yeah. This guy, I'm not going to say where it is,
Don't.
but yeah.
Yeah.
But basically, that guy, he bought the land for $10,000. It was 3 acres, $10,000. All right, off of a major highway, and basically, that guy, he sold it to somebody else for $100,000. That whoever bought it for $100,000 built the liquor store, sold it to another guy for almost $4 million. And it's out in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Darnell, put your email address in the private chat, please.
Yeah, we'll do.
Nah, don't do that. Nah, I'm just kidding.
I can't even get an
Nah,
email
I'm
from
just
Darnell.
joking.
I'm doing work for him already, so I don't know.
Nah, I'm sending it right now, Ronan. I'm sending it right now.
I already got your answer
So-
before I even got the damn email. You know what I'm saying?
So
we need to communicate offline about that and find
Yeah,
out.
absolutely. You keep that,
Yeah.
keep that to yourself, close to the vest type of thing.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I'll show you all the plans that I got. And I'm sorry to cut off, and this is also big. You remember Belmont?
Wait, hold on. Y'all
Belmont.
just talk offline. Y'all just talk offline about that. Y'all could further go
Yeah,
in that
let's talk
direction, which
offline
is
about
build.
that.
So what I was gonna get into, guys, is right here. As you can see, again, this is why it's important. Now, this is a little bit outdated, of course, but net still applies. The bottom 90%, most of you guys got most of your stuff is just tied into your principal residence. That's where most of your wealth is coming from, right? But as you see, once you go to the next 9%, we're talking about the top 10% here. So the next 9% of that 10 is 31%. And then if you go to the 1%, it's about 10%. Most of their wealth is going to be concentrated in things like business equity, financial securities, stock market, trust. As you know, the big homie RT always tell you guys about non-home real estate. But life insurance, as you see, it's also there at a high 30%.
Hello.
But across the
Homie
board,
again.
you guys are doing
knocking 'em out,
life
bro.
insurance pretty good right now. So you don't need to necessarily improve. You already are doing good on that. Same thing with pensions. Things you guys need to improve on is the non-home real estate, the financial securities. Not so much business equity, because I'm not trying to tell everybody go start up a business. These are things you can do while you keep your 9-to-5 job. Stocks, trust, all these things are things that you can do while you keep your 9-to-5. The reason why these individuals lead, and America's not dead because people are winning. That's my thing. I have to always go back to the Asian demographic just to shut you guys up that say America's dead, because Asian Americans are winning. And they're winning because they're opening up 401ks and they're individually held brokerage accounts. They're killing whites on all percentiles. So stop trying to target whites as if they're the top performers. They're not, right? It's Asians. And Asians are winning in a landslide. And so again, open up your brokerage account, Start today. Start small with $1. Because if I gave you, or if you won the lottery, $1 million, you wouldn't be knowing what to click on, how to open up a goddamn Charles Schwab. You hit the button wrong and you buy shorts instead of goddamn buying stocks. You get what I'm saying? So you be like, man, I got to make money first. Like, no, you got to be familiar with the process first. I'd rather start with $1 and make a mistake than to be, I got my 100K finally that it took me 5 to 10 years to build up. And now I don't know what to do and how to use the goddamn program. Like,
Right.
Come on, guys. Start with nothing, with your little dollar, which is good enough for, Cash App, Robinhood or something like that. And then experience it, get familiar with the process. And then by the time you come into more money, more capital, then you're able to say, okay, now I know how to use the platform. Now I know about mutual fund, ETF. But again, this is what Asians are doing, and they're winning. They're not mostly like most Americans crying at Trump. I haven't seen a big pack of Asians crying at Trump about H-1B visas. Why? Because they're doing well with the money that they earned. That's it. So you guys follow the same thing. I know we were talking about real estate, and as we showed on Who Rules America, it shows you where the money goes, what to target. So everybody don't have to become a goddamn entrepreneur, right? Just being an investor and working your 9 to 5 can get you there. Being an entrepreneur and an investor will get you there. Like, there's so many routes and opportunities versus the obstacles that are given to you by doomsday YouTubers, shout outs to them, and then doomsday news. Anybody else got anything to say on this?
No, man, you just dropped the fact bomb. That's all. You need an explosion at this point.
What'd you say?
You need some kind of explosion sound bite or something.
Yeah.
I'll give you the.
Oh, there we go.
Bingo
like
button.
That one. I gotta take that one. Yeah, I gotta take that one right there. Take that. Pause. But
that's
yeah,
on the that's on the app that you use. My
okay.
Instant, it's on.
Yeah. It's on there. Okay, yeah, no doubt.
The Belfour buzzer.
Yeah, I took it down because sometimes I was like, man, I think the sound is loud as hell. I'll be playing and then just be like, So I'm like, all right, let me take that back.
I can always give you that whip.
Yeah, there we go. Whip them into shape. You get me?
You know what I'm saying?
So, guys, I had a fun time, man. I think I'm about to go get a massage on some real player stuff and eat a salad. That's my future.
He said,
I'm fasting to 12. I'm fasting to 12.
Oh, ain't no wrong with that, brother. I did my fast.
Intermediate fasting. That joint's is the truth, man. I found one guy on YouTube, man. He go hard in the paint. He got mad following, not only mad following, massive amounts of recognition. He's into like natural healing and herbalistics and stuff like that. I am a holistic
person as well. I do my
you believe
moringa,
that, man? I'll be telling these dudes.
Powder. I do the mushrooms. I do the I do a lot of different things in the morning. If you look at my coffee and what I put in it, it ain't normal.
People be sleeping on that, man. Like, I get it. People sleep on real estate, right?
Yeah.
Like, people sleep on the house hack. But I'm not against so much like the pharmaceutical industry. I'm just saying they're dealing with it.
I know what the fuck they be doing. I used to sell that shit. I know exactly
that shit. Look, I get you. But what I'm saying is you got to take charge of your own life. Because they're just like, there's 5 billion people in the world. Everybody ain't going to be no herbalist and stop eating McDonald's. So with that being said, we got to do what we got to do. And one of the most important investment vehicles that are not on that sheet is health. So you got to, it don't matter how much your portfolio look like. You know what I'm saying? Somebody going to be enjoying that trust that you set up if you don't get your own body in right. So I always thought like, damn, I spent so much time in investing. How much time did I spend in nutrition? And it's like little to none. And that's my most important investment vehicle. Like, damn the SpaceX and the goddamn Tesla. If I'm not here, my family ain't going to do nothing but probably sell it and go out and get a Lamborghini, right? Like a Bugatti.
Yep. They ain't going to appreciate that. I just went.
Heck no. I'm like, see, he didn't know how to use it. I'm going to show him how to use it. You know, I'm going to do right by this. I'm going to get it and I'm going to trick it out. I'm going to buy me a mansion. So, guys, take care of your health, man. Health is wealth. And what do they say? You always spend the early years risking your health to make money, and then you spend your later years using your money to get back your health. So that's kind of funny. Yeah, right. So, hey, take that serious, man. Stop eating McDonald's all the time, okay? You guys could still eat it once in a while if you want to. But yeah, not all the time. So shout outs to anybody. Yo, so closing statements, yo, we'll start with you, Passport Blueprint. What you got, man, on housing? Tell these people what you got.
Man, this is great information. Learned a lot. And this is, you're always putting on great shows. And this is something that, we in the Black community need, but we don't pay attention to this stuff. And, we always complaining about, well, the white man getting ahead. Well, we pass this information out for you, but you ain't listening because you're too busy want to be in drama and all this other stupidness. So if you ain't paying attention, to stuff like this, that's your own damn fault. I am. And like I said, I'm going to be linking up with Darnell and get some more information about this land stuff. So see if I can do some stuff, make some money off of this.
Nah, yeah, please link up with him, and I know he'll set you on a good path. And then, too, that's what I started the channel for, man. So like-minded individual people can build. That's why I be so aggressive on people. Like, normies, get off. I don't like it. Because I don't want a bunch of followers, just like a bunch of zombies following me, a bunch of sheeps. No, I want a bunch of builders, investors that invest also. So if I ever have an opportunity or they have an opportunity, they can just tap each other on the shoulder, just like D did to you, and be like, yo, I got some, I got some resources. I got some information that will help you be able to make some plays if you're interested. That's what the channel's for. Not just to follow me, not to just talk crap and go somewhere else, man. There's mad YouTube channels where we can just blame Biden, Trump, whoever. Like, that ain't here. I want people to follow me that are going to want to build and change their life. Before you give me a super chat, open up your brokerage account. Before you give me anything, do something for yourself. Pay yourself first, guys. Invest in yourself first. And so I'm big on that. And yo, D, you got it, because you out here providing plays. So what you got in closing?
Closing. Well, I got a lot. I'll try to shorten it up the best I can. But
yeah, go ahead. You got it.
I mean, there's a ring of truth. There's to both sides of the argument. Housing being affordable, not affordable. There's a ring of truth on both sides. But you got to realize your power as the consumer. All right, you're the one that decides whether or not housing is affordable or not. So when you out there buying your first house, as Obstacle said, why are you looking for a 3,000-4,000 square foot house? You know what I'm saying? Brand spanking new. Consider your situation. If you're a single guy, or let's say you're newly married and it's just you and your wife, maybe start out with a 2-bedroom. I'd say I'd say at least a 1.5 bath at least. Start out with something small, something cheaper. You don't have to start out big. You start that out, you build the equity, you do some improvements to the house. Like maybe it had some BS linoleum flooring. You rip up that old flooring while you're there, put down some tile, modernize the kitchen. You do whatever to make the property more valuable. And then let's say, you need more room later on in the future. Then, you save your money up. You can still keep that house. You can rent it out, or you could sell it, whatever you feel is more comfortable for you. Then you could buy that bigger house. But yeah, don't buy too much house. As Dave Ramsey would say, you want to own the house, not the house own you. And that's why I said what I said about condos. I feel like condos, the condo owns you versus you own it. So that's just my belief on that. To anyone that is like that wants to buy condos, hey, if you want to buy a condo, go ahead, but just consider the risks involved. You do have to consider all of that aspect. Also, another thing is consider buying areas that nobody wants to be in. Okay. Um, it may not have the luxury amenities. I'll tell you, the side of town I live on, this was all farmland. This was all farmland, and there was black people, and if you were white, it was white farmers. That was it. Now they're building $1 million homes right down the street from me. I can walk there. They're building $1 million homes. All right. All they did was they built a brand new freeway. That's the only thing that made this place change. They built the freeway. There was plenty of room to expand because there was nothing here. So they're building all this brand new stuff. And now the land is becoming more valuable. Now this area is blowing up. So don't necessarily say, oh, well, I want to be where it's happening and this and that. Yeah, you're going to be paying the happening tax. I call it I call it the luxury tax. It's great, to be in that area because you got great amenities and things of that nature, but you're paying for it and you're paying a premium, So you just got to put that in perspective. Just remember, hey, consider, okay, where can I get the cheapest per square foot? All right, there's a formula. Just remember that formula, cheapest per square foot. Look in the area, and as Ronan said, look at the city plans, and all you got to do is, it's easy nowadays with a Google search. You don't have to leave your home. You can just go on the computer, whatever, let's say if you're in Dallas, I'm just picking an example, Dallas, future Dallas development plans or whatever. You can start with a simple search and it leads to a lot. Okay. It leads to a lot. So just remember, don't buy too much house in the beginning. Buy just what you need. Start off with what you need and can afford, and try to put down 20% if you can. You will save a lot of money down the road if you do a 20-year, 15. Banks don't like, and this is a secret I tell you, banks do not like doing 15-year mortgages. Fight for it anyway, and even though your payments are higher, if you play with a mortgage calculator, and that's what I want every listener to do after listening to this episode. Get on a computer, pull up a mortgage calculator, and just play with it. Say if you look at the difference between if I got a 15-year mortgage putting down 20% versus a 30-year mortgage putting down 3%, and I'm referring it to an FHA on that 3%. You're going to see the huge difference with a 15-year. Say you bought a house at $500,000. With a 15-year, that house may cost you, I'm just picking a number here, about $600,000. But if you buy that $500,000 house on a FHA, 30-year FHA, putting down only 3%, that house is going to cost you like $1.5 million. So always, remember that the more money you put down, the more money you save, the faster you build equity. And if you're going to start out, you don't have to start out with real estate. You can always start out the best investment. Well, second best, if you talk to Ronan, is, put your money in the S&P 500 into an index fund. Your money's going to return anywhere between 10 to 12% year over year. All right. So you got to remember, idle money actually loses value. You have this thing called inflation. All right. Inflation goes down, inflation causes your currency, your money, to lose value every single year. It goes down and down. On average, you can factor about 3%. So that $1 becomes 97 cents, then becomes 94 cents the following year, then 91 cents. But if you put it in, say, an investment such as the S&P 500, that $1 grows at 12%. So now that $1 becomes $1.12, becomes $1.24 the following year. So that's a good way to start funding you purchasing a home. And I'm sorry I'm so long-winded. It's just it's a whole lot. Yeah.
But I'm over there being psychedelic with the red lighting. What you doing over there?
Yeah, getting in that mood.
You got the goddamn old lava lamp on over there and shit. It's changing colors over there and shit. What
Hustle and flow lava lamp. Yeah, buddy. So yo, shout out to DE for that well thought out final word. So shout outs to him. RT is in the building. What you got?
Yo, man, this is always a great conversation. You know, assets, resources. This is things as men that we should be gathering and growing in order to be a benefit to society. And if you're planning on having a wife and kids, this is how you set up your legacy. As we talk about, Darnell brings up a good point. If you're just letting your money sit in the bank at 1% at best, and you look at inflation going at 2.4%, are you really gaining any money while it's sitting there doing nothing? I think you need to do something better with it. You know what I mean? And there are vehicles out there where you can safely bet on the market without losing at the same time. And then if you don't mind gambling when you're young, hey, it's okay. You know, just don't gamble your whole nest egg. You know, split that out and put some in, you know, the 401k, take your 6% matching. You know, start establishing some other investment funds like Obstacle brings up, and just be steady as they go. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Put a little bit in each fund, keep on funding it over the years, and you'll see a nice rate of return without so much risk. And even if you take a hit somewhere, you're recovering somewhere else where it's a little bit safer. So definitely solid plan. Land is always something that's tangible. I'm all about tangibility. I don't like the Bitcoin so much. I'm an old school guy. So, you know, anything you can touch, taste, or feel, as we say in the sales business, I'm all for it. Even a brick and mortar investment, I'm all for it. You got somebody you can go and complain to. That digital currency right now, there ain't nobody you can talk to. You can't call customer service and say, where's my shit? You know what I'm saying? Where's my dividends? You can't say shit to them. You know what I mean? Other than that, you know, just stay encouraged, you know, keep pushing forward, keeping and informing yourselves, getting information, tuning in channels like Obstacles and other channels to get more information, and then go out and do your own research. Go out and get your own knowledge base of what you're doing. Like Obstacle said, get in some type of fund, some type of Charles Schwab account, and play around a little bit with some advice. So, you know, they give you advisors once you get into these programs, and they'll teach you how to use the software and look at futures and different little, you know, nuances to the application. So you start learning little things, and then get out there and challenge yourself to kind of double up on your income every year for your investment funds. You know, just double it up 1 year, then go hog wild later as you start to get more comfortable with, you know, forecasting and things like that. And with that, I'm going to land my plane.
Oh, snap. Boom. Boom shakalaka. Man, I had a panel full of experts, and they put in work to come up here, taking their energy, time, and attention to be up in here. So it's greatly appreciated over here at this channel. No buffoonery, as you guys see over here. So it's a no buffoonery zone because it's serious. When it comes down to you guys getting free, the choice is yours. You got all the options, right? And definitely channels even like Ronin Travels. Go check that guy out, right? Like he be talking about some hot BS. No, I'm just kidding. He's got therapy going on. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all need help. Y'all therapists need a therapist. So at the end of the day, I think that's powerful for individuals to also get that. Man, self-development is in. It's 2025. We up. The best thing you can do in this world is not change the president, not change your mayor, but change you.
Hello.
The more work you do on yourself is the more you'll get done. And the only way you guys can do that is get off your laptops and get out of these goddamn comment sections and get where? Get in the field. He already know what it is.
Get in the field. Get in the field.
Erase everything. You ain't with the Marines, you ain't in the Cammy Greens, you ain't with the rifle sling, you ain't died
ain't with the pics, I ain't with the beggars, I ain't with the swaggers, I ain't with the hang. I ain't here to play no game. Kicking past and taking names, only making pains to pay. Only getting money, I'ma make it rain. Going insane, get the pain and let it go. I ain't worried about these hoes, I'm finna let it blow, explode. Finna roll, can't come, yeah dog, rare form, I transform, I keep it real, I hope you understand. Let's get it. Been in the field, been in the game, been with the game, let it hang.
You think you know everything about the damn world, and you don't know shit. But when you're making paper, you gotta learn some rules to go with it. You gotta learn the difference between guns and butter. Now what are the guns? The guns, that's the real estate. The stocks and bonds. Artwork, you know, shit that appreciates with value. What's the butter? Cars, clothes, jewelry, all that other bullshit that don't mean shit after you buy it. That's what it's all about. Guns and butter, baby. You little dumb.